Hello, ladies and germs. I know. Welcome back to the Wizard's Chest. I am, of course, Kyle, and it's time to be looking at another Mythic Legions figure from the Four Horsemen. Today it is the Templar Knight. Very excited to be reviewing him, as I ordered him from Big Bad Toy Store about 3 months ago. Did not receive him yet, but I found this guy at the Lost Toys swap meet last week for about $45, saving roughly $15 had I ordered him from the Big Bad Toy Store. So, very excited to have him now, as it was one of those little surprises that you never know what you're going to find at your local toy swap. So, as you can see, it is the standard packaging that all Four Horsemen Mythic Legions figures come in. Looking really good, but let's go ahead and bust him out of his plastic environment so we can take a closer look. Alright, so here he is all out of the packaging, and he looks all sorts of good. Love the Templar Knights. The history of them has always fascinated me. I've kind of grown up reading books about them and watching movies, of course documentaries like the Dan Brown book. Of course I read that. It's kind of got a nod to the Templar Knights, what with guarding and protecting the Holy Grail and moving it from place to place. And I don't know if you know, but Friday the 13th actually comes from I think a fight when the Pope sent out his guards to kill off the Knights Templar because they were betraying him or something like that. But it's really interesting, so I am very excited to have this guy in my collection now, even though he does have that simplistic paint job with the chrome and the silver, but you get the splashes of the gold and the red of the cross and everything, so it's pretty nice. And let's go ahead and take a look at that shield a little bit. So it's a very nice design, very classic design. Got the red cross prominently painted on the back. Very nice clean paint job, no cracks or bubbles anywhere in the paint. And of course, as always with these Mythic Legions figures, everything is able to pop off and snap on, so you can fit it into different characters if you'd like. This is one of his armor pieces that goes around his neck to protect his neck, I should say. And it's got a really nice sculpt too. You can see it's kind of spongy. And then he comes with all sorts of accessories, one being this banner that he proudly displays. It does have 2 holes up top that you can see there for something else to plug in, I guess, once they release more of these figures, but it didn't come with anything yet. I wish they would have carried along the red stripe on the back of that, but what are you going to do? And there's a good look at the sword. Really nice sculpt on that. I like the gold application. Every little detail was taken into consideration, so I appreciate that. And then you got a little harness or belt that you can put around his waist, and you can put his sword through a little hoop that they gave you. Really nice leather realistic feel to it. And he comes with a couple weapons, one being this super long spear type axe weapon. And you got that gold handle, of course, going all the way down. And these are really big. The banner comes with another detachable piece that you can put there, and it's quite long. I think it might be like 12 inches long, but look at that. I can barely fit it into the frame. So yeah, those are huge. Huge. Look how big that is. Let's see. 13 inches long. That's crazy. It could have been a little bit shorter, but when you're displaying them, it looks pretty cool. And then this guy is about 10 inches long. Let's see how tall the figure it is himself. He is just at 7 inches tall with the spike. As far as the articulation goes, he can rotate his head left and right. He can look down a little bit. He can look up just barely. Then of course you got these detachable armor pieces that most of the Mythic Legions figures have that you can interchange with other figures, which is really cool. It's probably the best thing that I like about this line. And as always, you can see it has a really nice sculpt to it as well. So, very nice piece. He's got a super articulated waist to spin all the way around, do a tornado, whee! And then the arms don't quite come up to 90, but they do rotate all the way around. You got a hinge at the elbow, and you got a hinge swivel at the wrist. Those guards on his wrist, his gauntlets or whatever, they do kind of hinder the articulation a little bit, and these flaps down here, they're more of a loose rubber type material. As you can see, very bendable, very pliable. But I almost feel like if you mess with them too much, they might rip off, so be careful about that. You got a single hinge joint at the knee. He can go up about that far, back about that far. He can do the splits very easily because those joints on his thighs up there are very loose. But you can still get them into some cool positions. It's not very hard to stand them up because they do have those broad armored boots. You can see it's got an ankle rocker pivot, which is awesome. And he stands fairly easy, but he always wants to spread his legs, so if you put him on something that has a smooth surface, he's probably going to be doing the splits quite a bit. Hopefully you won't have that problem if you get this figure, but I know that I've experienced quite a bit with these Mythic Legions figures, but that's about the only downside that I've found from them. I'm quite impressed. So you can see, you can get them into some pretty nice crouching positions. So here are some still shots, and I will leave you guys to look at these beautiful pictures that I took. I hope you enjoyed the review. Very short, very simple. That's my style. As always, thanks for watching. Please give this video a thumbs up and share with your friends. Alright everybody, bye!
Oh, good one, Merlin. Oh, hello there. Thank you for watching. Be sure to click the like button and subscribe today. It's free.